Let's be honest, we're not car people. Ask us about engine specs or F1 history, and we'd be completely lost. But standing here, something got to us. Modena and Maranello, two small Italian cities that people cross the globe just to see once in their lifetime. Today we want to share how a couple with zero interest in cars ended up being completely captivated by the Ferrari Museum. We like to travel with a bit of help from AI. Nowadays, it can give you a pretty solid rundown of the history and the must-see spots. That's exactly how we mapped out this trip. But there's always something you only get by actually showing up. On this channel, we blend AI insights with our own on-the-ground experiences. If you're planning a trip to Modena, we hope this gives you a real taste of what to expect. We started our morning at Bologna Food Gallery, just a short walk from our hotel. When we ordered, the guy behind the counter suddenly spoke to us in Japanese. We asked how he knew, and it turned out he caught a glimpse of our translation app. It's these little moments of warmth that make traveling so special. A simple panino stuffed with ham, rocket, parmesan, and a drizzle of balsamic. We shared one, simple, but it tasted like pure Italy. After breakfast, we headed to the station to catch a train to Modena. Just a quick travel tip here. If you're spending a week in Italy, Sundays require a bit of planning. A lot of places close, but since we knew the Ferrari Museum was open, we decided to make this our Sunday destination. We arrived in Modena just after 9 a.m. One important thing to know is that there are actually two Ferrari museums. The Enzo Ferrari Museum right here in the city, and the Maranello Museum in a nearby town. A shuttle bus connects the two, making it easy to see both. Our plan was simple: the Enzo Ferrari Museum in the morning, the shuttle over to Maranello, and then the 2:25 p.m. bus back to spend the afternoon exploring Modena's old town. Now let's head into the Enzo Ferrari Museum. But before we step inside, let me share a bit of the backstory. Enzo Ferrari, born right here in Modena in 1898. During World War I, he lost both his father and his brother to a sudden disease. At just 18, he was left completely on his own. He dreamed of being a racing driver himself, but he just didn't have the elite talent. That dream slipped away, but he didn't stop there. If he couldn't be the fastest driver, he'd build the fastest car instead. That idea took hold in a small workshop in a country that had just lost a war, and it never really let go of him. Keep that story in mind as you walk through the doors. The building gets you first. A massive yellow roof curves around the house where Enzo was born. It doesn't just look modern, it looks like it's picking a fight with the buildings around it. The moment you step underneath it, you feel that this is no ordinary museum. And then, the cars. Simply saying they are on display doesn't do them justice. Each car sits alone in a wide open space, like a sculpture in a modern art gallery. All that negative space around them brings every single curve of the bodywork to life. The sweep of the fenders, the long lines of the hood, the tight slope of the tail. If you look closely from the side, the color shifts under the gallery lights. Depending on the angle, that iconic red turns into a deep purple or a vibrant orange. We're not car people, and we still ended up standing in front of one for way too long, filming it from every angle. It's not about knowing anything. It's just beautiful, and you can feel it. One guy wanted to build the most beautiful thing in the world, badly enough that it filled this entire room. The shuttle is €24 return. You can book both the tickets and the shuttle online, which I highly recommend, especially for Sundays when it gets pretty crowded. A 30-minute shuttle ride brought us to Maranello. With a population of just 17,000, it's a tiny town. Yet it's a true pilgrimage site for car lovers worldwide. This is the heart of Ferrari, where their actual headquarters and factories stand. Above the ticket counter, the words read, "The best Ferrari ever built is the next one." And all over the museum, his quotes cover the walls. "I am one who dreamed of being Ferrari. The future is always in the hands of those who can anticipate it." He didn't just build cars, he became Ferrari. Seeing those words everywhere makes you realize this isn't just a regular museum. It feels more like a monument. If the museum in Modena represents stillness, Maranello is all about motion. Inside, the lights dim low. It's dark, with dark gray walls and ceilings. It feels less like an art gallery and more like walking into a theater right before the curtain rises. And out of that darkness, standing in the spotlight, is the Ferrari Red. It's a color you think you know from photos, magazines, and screens. But seeing it in person changes everything. It's a deep, rich red that seems to absorb the light. Photographs simply can't capture its depth. You truly have to stand in front of it to understand. Along the walls, black and white footage and vintage photos are arranged chronologically, the 1940s, 50s, and 60s. And right beside each display sits the actual racing car from that era. The very car from those old photos is right there in front of you. History feels close enough to touch, as if decades of time have been compressed into a single step. As you move deeper inside, you reach a grand hall filled with historic Formula One cars. What struck us most wasn't the top speed or the engineering marvels. It was the thought of how many lives are woven into these machines. Behind every car, there were engineers who designed it, mechanics who built it, and drivers who pushed it to the absolute limit. Some tasted victory, while others never made it back. You don't need to read the info plaques to feel that. The tiny scuffs on the bodywork and the wear on the wheels tell the story for you. You don't need to be a car expert at all. What we learned here is that when people pour their entire lives into something, you can feel it intuitively. No background knowledge required. Both museums have gift shops, and honestly, they sell a lot of the same stuff, so no need to buy everything at the first one. The prices did make us pause, though. There was a hat we both really liked. We didn't get it. We came all this way, lost to, that's how much. And that's just how it goes sometimes. Initially, we planned to just grab a quick bite at the museum cafeteria. But we finished exploring in about an hour, leaving us with 2 hours before our return shuttle. Since we had time, we decided to check out one of the restaurants our AI had suggested. We walked about 15 minutes to a place called Drake. On the way, we passed Café dell'Orologio, which looked really charming and almost tempted us, but we stuck to our plan. The highlight here is the Tristi Primi, a sampler of 3 different pastas available for groups of 2 or more. Every single one was incredible. I can recommend it with absolute confidence. One morning though, we're not big eaters, and after starters and 3 pasta courses, there was simply no room left for the potatoes. We probably should have known ourselves a little better before ordering. When we mentioned our shuttle was leaving soon, they moved quickly to get our check. We'd heard stories about Italian service being a bit laid back, so their quick and friendly hospitality was a wonderful surprise. We got off the shuttle back at Modena Station and spent the rest of the afternoon exploring the old city on foot. There's a cathedral here that's said to be the absolute heart of the city, a place you simply cannot miss. And they're right. Lanfranco designed it, Willie Gelmo carved it, and together they built one of the finest Romanesque cathedrals in Italy back in the 12th century. It's been a UNESCO World Heritage Site since 1997, and once you're inside, it's easy to see why. As you wander through Modena's Old Town, you constantly catch glimpses of a white tower rising above the streets. That's the Ghirlandina, standing 86 meters tall. And just like Pisa, this one leans too. Pisa's tower is famous for tilting about 4 meters off vertical. The Ghirlandina, 1 meter 60. Less dramatic on paper, but standing under it, you can still feel it. Here's the strange part. That lean actually shifts by a few millimeters every day, depending on the temperature, the weather, even small tremors underground. So the tower you're looking at right now is very slightly different from the one we saw. You could almost say it's a living monument. Right in front of the cathedral, there's a shop called Giuseppe Giusti. Founded in 1605, it has been kept alive by 17 generations of the same family, making it the oldest balsamic vinegar producer in the world. To put that into perspective, Ferrari was founded in 1947. This shop had already been open for 340 years before that, in the exact same city. Balsamic vinegar is made from reduced grape must, aged for years in wooden barrels. To produce just a single liter, it takes over 100 kilograms of grapes. It's no wonder they call it black gold here in Modena. During the tasting, our AI travel companion came back into play, a translation app called Nada, turning what the staff member said into Japanese, right there on our screen as she talked. At first, she probably thought it was a little strange, 2 customers just staring at their phones the whole time. But the moment we showed her the app, her face lit up. She leaned in to see the screen, and the whole vibe became so warm and lively. She had a genuinely great smile. And if she's watching this right now, yeah, we mean you. Thank you. You don't always need a shared language. You just need to show that you care about connecting. And sometimes, technology is the perfect bridge for that. Maybe what we learned in Modena wasn't just about the depth of balsamic vinegar after all. After all that walking, my wife had one specific craving, gelato. We found a nearby shop and walked into a long queue. It was clearly a popular spot, though at the time we had no idea why. We asked our AI about it later, and it turned out there was a story behind it. The shop started out over a decade ago, right here in Modena, under the name Emilia Cremeria. Just a couple of people trying to make genuinely good gelato the old-fashioned way. It later became GIOELIA, and now has over 46 locations across 6 countries. The shop we happened to wander into, that was the original. To walk in completely unaware and discover the story later, it's those accidental discoveries that truly stay with you long after the trip is over. Modena and Maranello. A man who lost almost everything still chose to dream of building the fastest car in the world. That dream is the reason people now travel across the planet just to stand in these two small towns. The quiet intensity of the Enzo Ferrari Museum, the full-on energy of Maranello. You don't need to know anything about cars to feel this. What's here isn't a car collection. It's one man's story. And beyond the cars, the city itself holds a UNESCO Cathedral, a tower that gently shifts every day, and a gelato shop that quietly grew into a global brand. This small city has a beautiful way of surprising you, quietly but completely. Enzo Ferrari once said, "The best Ferrari ever built is the next one." I can't help but feel that applies to our journeys too. The best trip you've ever taken? It's always the next one.